Divorces can be messy when large sums of money involved, and that may be what is delaying official divorce filing between Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star Kyle Richards and estranged husband Mauricio Umansky. As it stands, Kyle is set to receive a huge sum of Mauricio's $57 billion real estate empire if they divorce. Kyle and Mauricio announced their separation over 2 years ago, but they have yet to file for divorce. Kyle seemed like she wasn't ready yet, although in the latest season fans saw her and Mauricio navigate life apart. The couple even talked about selling their home. Baby steps, it would seem. How much money could Kyle Richards get in future divorce? Selling properties is just one of the issues Kyle and Mauricio will have to face together. But it'll be so much more than that once one or both of them files for divorce, since several high-profile entities are on the line. Some fans are speculating they have yet to take that step because they are protecting their millions of dollars in assets. On the chopping block is Mauricio's real estate empire, as well as Kyle's millions from her Hollywood projects. Briefing on Bravo reported that LA-based lawyer Jamie E. Wright said that it's not unusual for couples to delay filing due to complex financial entanglements. The popular lawyer explained that although the agency is Mauricio's company, it belongs to both him and Kyle as it was launched during their marriage in 2011. The launch of the agency during the marriage makes the business property that belongs to both parties under California law, he explained. The divorce represents a complex matter involving real estate empires alongside brand equity value and shared ownership of properties with accumulated revenue. Collectively, the couple has a reported net worth of $100 million. But that number will go up once businesses and other assets are involved. The duration of their marriage will likely cause the courts to split business assets evenly. Both parties have to approach it strategically, as one false move may result in the loss of millions. It's truly the end of an era. Once Kyle and Mauricio were considered the best marriage in Bravo. However, it looks like there's no going back. Despite maintaining a friendship for their kids, Mauricio has already made out with a girl in an airport and another one in Greece. The real divorce of Beverly Hills, Kyle Richards and the billion-dollar breakup. For decades, Kyle Richards and Mauricio Umansky were the picture of reality TV perfection. A glowing couple whose love story was painted across the glossy landscape of Beverly Hills. Fans of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills have watched them toast in private jets, argue gently in modern kitchens, and raise a family within their sprawling 90,210 mansion. But behind closed doors, the fantasy was cracking. Now, more than 2 years after announcing their separation, Kyle and Mauricio remain in a strange state of limbo. There's no official divorce filing yet, but insiders say the clock is ticking. And when that day comes, it may mark one of the most expensive divorces in Bravo history. Why the delay? One word: money. A $57 billion fortune and a fractured marriage. Mauricio Umansky didn't just build a real estate empire, he built the empire. The agency, which he co-founded in 2011 during the peak of RHOBH fame, now boasts over $57 billion in global sales. From Malibu estates to Dubai high-rises, the business has expanded into a multinational powerhouse, and Mauricio is the charismatic mogul at its helm. But what fans often forget is this: the agency was born during Kyle and Mauricio's marriage. Under California law, that makes it community property, which means Kyle is entitled to a massive share of its value in a divorce. High-powered LA attorney Jamie E. Wright, who often comments on celebrity splits, confirmed the obvious. Even if Mauricio is the face of the company, Kyle's role as a supportive spouse during its formative years cannot be legally overlooked. The business will be treated as a shared marital asset. That alone makes this divorce more than personal, it's financial warfare. With Mauricio's empire on the line, every decision must be calculated. One misstep could cost tens of millions. So it's no wonder that things have slowed to a crawl. Baby steps toward goodbye. Season 14 of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills captured Kyle and Mauricio attempting to navigate their new normal. In hushed conversations and heavy silences, viewers saw the once lively couple gently drifting apart. There was no explosive blow-up, no screaming fights or smashed wine glasses, just the agonizing slow burn of two lives unbraiding themselves after 27 years together. "We're taking baby steps," Kyle said during one confessional. "There's a lot of history, a lot of love, but also a lot of pain." Those baby steps included quietly selling their Encino mansion, an emotional decision and a financial one. Though the home was featured countless times on RHOBH, it also represented one of their most valuable shared assets. When it finally sold, fans suspected more was happening behind the scenes. Selling off property is one of the first steps in divorce prep, especially when the numbers involved are so massive. Still, no paperwork was filed, not yet, protecting the millions. Insiders say both Kyle and Mauricio are working with top-tier legal teams to untangle their complex financial life. According to public estimates, the couple's joint net worth sits at around $100 million, but that's a lowball. When you account for brand deals, real estate holdings, investment portfolios, and streaming royalties, the number is likely double that. "There are layers to their wealth," says a source close to the family. "People assume it's just Mauricio's business and Kyle's Bravo checks. But there's so much more: licensing deals, production contracts, joint LLCs, overseas investments. Even Kyle's reality TV fame is worth money. Her image, her likeness, her persona, it's all part of a brand that Mauricio indirectly benefited from." Some legal experts suggest she could argue that her influence helped supercharge the agency's early visibility, especially since Bravo fans formed part of its clientele. But it works both ways. Mauricio helped shape Kyle's post-RHOBH ventures, including her recent horror film endeavors and her boutique collaborations. It's not just emotional entanglement, it's financial codependency. Dividing that cleanly? Nearly impossible. The girls in Greece and the public humiliation. Mauricio, for his part, hasn't exactly been laying low. Over the past year, paparazzi have caught him in several compromising situations, most notably kissing a mysterious woman in a Greek nightclub, just weeks after his airport tryst with a brunette bombshell made headlines. For Kyle, those moments were more than just tabloid fodder. They were humiliating. "She's always tried to protect the family image," says a Bravo producer who's worked closely with her. "Seeing Mauricio act like a carefree bachelor, especially while they're still technically married, has been devastating." Despite this, Kyle has publicly remained poised. She's focused on her daughters, her fitness journey, and her friendship with Morgan Wade, which continues to raise eyebrows across the Bravo universe. "She's living life on her terms now," said the source. "But make no mistake, she's keeping score, and every girl Mauricio kisses makes it more likely she'll pull the plug on the marriage legally." The divorce clause that could change everything. According to documents reviewed by Briefing on Bravo, Kyle and Mauricio did not sign a prenup. That alone could turn the entire divorce into a financial free-for-all. Under California community property law, all assets acquired during the marriage are to be split 50-50. That includes the agency business valuation currently estimated at $1.5 billion. Multiple properties across Beverly Hills, Aspen, and La Quinta. Kyle's salary from RHOBH estimated at $500,000 per season. Streaming deals, including Kyle's horror movie projects. Royalties from past acting roles and production ventures. Shared bank accounts and investment portfolios. And that doesn't even touch the intangibles: brand equity, reputational value, social media revenue, and future income from joint ventures already in the pipeline. A prenup could have safeguarded some of those earnings. But now, everything's on the table. If Kyle pushes this divorce through, she could walk away with hundreds of millions, says Wright. Maybe more. The end of the Bravo fairy tale. Once upon a time, Kyle and Mauricio were the golden couple of Bravo. Amid the chaos of dinner parties gone wrong and vacations that imploded, they were the constant, the love story, the fairy tale. But in season 14, that image began to erode. Viewers watched as Kyle struggled with vulnerability, as Mauricio dodged difficult conversations, as the house, once full of laughter, grew eerily quiet. "I don't know if we're going to make it," Kyle confessed in the finale, tears brimming in her eyes. "But I know I need to find myself again, and that means letting go of the past." Bravo fans were heartbroken, but many understood, because sometimes even fairy tales need to end. What's next for Kyle? If the divorce does happen, and all signs suggest it will, Kyle Richards will emerge as one of the wealthiest women on the Real Housewives franchise. With a potential settlement that could reach into the hundreds of millions, she could reinvent herself entirely. Insiders say she's already begun exploring a spin-off reality series focused on her post-divorce life, tentatively titled Kyle Unfiltered. There's also talk of a memoir, fashion lines, and more acting roles. She's been through hell, says her close friend and former co-star Teddy Mellencamp. But Kyle is a survivor. This won't break her, it'll empower her.